Runners called in, they're off and racing, so we kick off the action today with this 4-year-old maiden, kindly sponsored by Goffs Spring Sale. As ever at Ballindenisk, they start slightly out of sight. They're at the moment coming around the home bend, and shortly they'll be in view of the first of what will be 12 fences. They jump two between where they are now and the winning post, and from that point they've got two complete circuits after and 10 more fences, a total of 12 to jump. So as they now approach fence number 1, up there on the outside prominent is Just for Luck. Another one right up at the pace is Red Acres Georgie as they come over number 1. Red Acres Georgie also joined on the inside there by Marion Muse. So as they gallop on now to fence number 2, Marion Muse is up there sharing the lead in the early stages. As they come to this fence, also prominent in the dark green is Ted the Thief. Rob James, who starts the day one ahead in the Riders' Championship, is up in the centre there on Kalgoorlie Gold in the navy and the red disc. So they come now to this next fence, number 3, the third of the line of 4 in the home straight section. And Ted the Thief in company there at the moment with Just for Luck and Kalgoorlie Gold. That's the 1, 2, 3 as they rise at this next fence. Sitting just off the pace then on the inside in the white jacket for Pat Collins' team is Blazing Nelson. After that one is My Ganny Phil, who's in the first half dozen. And also just behind the leading group of 5 or 6 there, sitting midfield, is Castle de Barra. So travelling down the back to the one fence on this side of the track, Ted the Thief is in front now. In second place is Marion Muse. Close up in third position. On the outside is Red Acres Georgie. And then coming to the fence in fourth place is My Ganny Phil. After My Ganny Phil, we've got Just for Luck, who in turn is followed by Castle de Barra. After these on the inside sits Blazing Nelson. So going down now the middle section of the back straight. Amongst those towards the midfield, you got Pucking with Paul. Also held up towards midfield is Charles the Bold. One leg is at the back of the mid section of runners. Towards the tail of the field, the likes of Kerbusi. Start Again is one who is put to sleep out the rear by Derek O'Connor, as another one is Summersby Roost for Jimmy O'Rourke. Out of sight now for a furlong or so as they go towards the end of the back straight. In this 4-year-old geldings maiden, it was Ted the Thief in the hands of J.J. Berry, who was in front when we last saw him. He's now being headed by Mikey Sweeney, who's gone on Red Acres Georgie. So Red Acres Georgie, Ted the Thief, and in third place, My Ganny Phil as they swing in after a mile of the race. Just in behind these, in fourth place, is Marion Muse. And not far off the pace, the likes of Blazing Nelson, Castle de Barra, and Just for Luck. So rounding the bend and about to face into this fence, which is 7 from home. And it is Red Acres Georgie, the Mick Goff runner, just about in front here now as they come to this fence. From in second place rising is Ted the Thief. They're being followed then in the third place is My Ganny Phil, and then Marion Muse back in fifth place, and still only about 3 or 4 lengths down is Kalgoorlie Gold. And that one in turn then is followed on the inside by Blazing Nelson. So rising at the fence, it'll be last next time round. Just for Luck, pecked on landing there, but survives. So passing the judge, the order sees Red Acres Georgie by 2 lengths to sharing second Ted the Thief and My Ganny Phil, and then Kalgoorlie Gold with Marion Muse. After these is Castle de Barra, in turn followed by Charles the Bold, who's improving on the outside of midfield. Another one who's squeezing through on the inside is Start Again for Derek O'Connor, picking up places also one leg in company with Kerbusi. So away from the fence which leads them out into the back straight, the two at the tail of the field now are Pucking with Paul, and also at the back and ridden is Summersby Roost. So they've got 3 to jump and about 7 furlongs to cover in this 4-year-old geldings maiden. And setting a good tempo in front here is Red Acres Georgie from Mikey Sweeney, 3 in front. Darren McGill is in second place aboard My Ganny Phil. Ted the Thief is accompanied for third by Marion Muse, and then Kalgoorlie Gold over the fence in sixth and seventh places. There were Blazing Nelson and Charles the Bold, and then just in behind these, Start Again has about 10 lengths to make up towards midfield for Derek O'Connor. He is sitting midfield alongside Pa King on one leg, who's still travelling okay, and then Kerbusi and a break to the remainder. Down the far side, they continue to race, and it is still just about Red Acres. Georgie has a 2.5 length advantage as they prepare to leave the back straight. Ted the Thief remains in his share of second place. With that one up there is Moigani Phil, and just in behind Kalgoorlie Gold. Castlebarra, Blazing Nelson all have their chance, and then Marion Muse. But now coming back in division, and it is Red Acres Georgie keeping up the revs. In front is 3-4 in front of Moigani Phil. Into it clear third place now, and improving is Blazing Nelson. So the pace is pumped on from the front by Red Acres Georgie. Has the experience of the run about 3 weeks ago. He's out there and clear at the moment as they come now on the final bend with 2 to jump. Red Acres Georgie by 5. Moigani Phil is in second, and then third place going into that position is Ted the Thief, by going past once again Blazing Nelson. Very few have got into this because Red Acres Georgie has set a serious pace over the final mile, and he looks like he has them all cooked. It's Red Acres Georgie and Mikey Sweeney clear. In second place is Moigani Phil, and then Ted the Thief. And as they come to the final fence, we start the day with a Wexford winner, because Red Acres Georgie popped the last nicely and is clear, and away he goes to win the opener. Red Acres Georgie for Mick Goff and Mikey Sweeney. Holding on for second was Moigani Phil, and then Ted the Thief, and back to fourth and fifth places to find Blazing Nelson and one leg, and also completing Charles the Bold and Marion Muse.
And the result of the first race: first number 6, second number 13, third number 44. Number 33 was fourth. 6, 13, 44. Number 33 was fourth. And your distances were 14 lengths, 1.5 lengths, and 10 lengths. 14 lengths, 1.5, and 10. The second race, the 5-year-old and upwards mares, sponsored by Coolmore, Ballymaloo, and Sherry Fitzgerald. There are 11 runners. The runners and riders, number 3, Mr. B. O'Neill. Number 4, Miss S. Carter, claiming 5. Over the page, number 8, Mr. T. O'Connor. Number 14, Mr. B.T. Stone. Number 15, Mr. L. Burke Ott, claiming 5. Number 19, Mr. B. Lawless. Number 20 over the page, Miss M. Carpenter, claiming 5. Number 21, Mr. P.W. Gleason. Number 22, Mr. T.P. Roach. Number 24, Mr. D. McGill.